Well, welcome back in. Welcome back in. It's your boy Big Nasty here, KSFA 860, KSFA860.com. It's obviously our podcast as well. And we jump into college baseball where the College World Series gets underway on Saturday. Don't forget, we'll have World Cup predictions, NBA Finals number 4 coming up tonight. Man, we're jammed up today. Thank you for being here. Brought to you by Bartlett, Baggett & Shands, insurance agency for all of your insurance needs. Stop by Bartlett, Baggett & Shands today. College baseball, as I'm knocking out this What a Cheese, what a biscuit, I tell you. Jalapeno cheddar biscuit from Whataburger. Picked me one up on the way in this morning, on point. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there early. College World Series starts on Saturday. And we will be with you tomorrow as well. So we'll get back into this, talk some U.S. Open tomorrow also as the U.S. Open gets underway here. Actually, in about 30 minutes, be 7 o'clock out there when they get ready to roll. So that's good stuff here, 6 o'clock here, local time. College World Series, local time, 2 o'clock Saturday, UC Irvine, Texas, 7 o'clock Louisville, Vanderbilt. Then on Sunday, the other two Big 12 teams, Texas Tech and TCU, will go at each other at 2 o'clock. Then at 7 o'clock, it'll be Mississippi and Virginia. Now, looking at this thing, the final polls, when the final polls started before the tournament actually got underway, your highest-rated team was Virginia at 6, Louisville at 9, TCU at 10, Vanderbilt at 14, Mississippi at 17, Texas at 20, and Texas Tech at 23. UC Irvine was the only team out of the final 8 that was not ranked in the final USA Today coaches poll. Now, when you fast forward or retract backwards to the opening poll, so the poll that came out before the season started, the highest-rated team was Virginia. They're number 4 now. They opened the season at number 6. Vanderbilt is number 2. They opened up at 14. They're now at number 8 they were number 8 in the preseason poll. Louisville was number 13 in the preseason poll, and Texas was number 20 in the preseason poll, and TCU was number 23 in the preseason poll. Mississippi, Texas Tech, and UC Irvine, all 3 teams were unranked in the preseason poll, and again, UC Irvine is the only team not ranked in the final 8 that are there this weekend. Again, Virginia 4, Louisville 9, TCU 10, Vandy 14, Mississippi 13, Texas 20, Texas Tech 23, and UC Irvine unranked. Now, what players will you get to watch in this College World Series at Omaha? And I got to be honest with you, what a great sport. I know it's Father's Day coming up, and I hope everyone has a great Father's Day hanging out with their kids. But you've got starting today U.S. Open Golf, World Cup, NBA Finals number 3. Here on a Thursday. Then over the weekend, the College World Series, U.S. Open Golf, World Cup action, the NBA Finals, game number 5 on Sunday. Man, this is great. A great weekend to be a Father's Day weekend, and you probably get to watch exactly what you want to watch as it is your day on Sunday. But this weekend in college baseball, I'll start with the first game, UC Irvine and Texas. Texas is a $1.65 favorite, and I'll give you my predictions in just a second, brought to you by Bud Light. $1.65 favorite in the first game of the College World Series, and it's easy to see why. Texas had 6 players drafted. Now, the earliest player drafted was John Curtis, which will be Saturday's starter at round 6, 170 to Minnesota. But they also had Mark Payton selected center fielder in the 7th round, and then 4 other pitchers, Dylan Peters in the 10th round, Nathan Thornhill in the 13th round, Lucas Schiraldi in the 15th round, and Parker Finch of Detroit in the 19th round. So 5 pitchers drafted for the University of Texas, and that is the most of any team at the College World Series. Now they're going up against UC Irvine. UC Irvine had 4 players drafted, but only 1 pitcher, Andrew Morales, went in the 2nd round, and that'll be a great pitching matchup Saturday afternoon. He went in the 71st pick. It did Morales. He'll be the starter on Saturday. And then the rest of their infield got drafted. Taylor Sparks went in the 2nd round, 58 overall. He's the 3rd baseman. The 1st baseman went in the 8th round, Connor Spencer. And their shortstop, Chris Rabagino, went in the 13th round. So that is your Texas-UC Irvine matchup. Obviously, Texas is one of the favorites here. And the reason being is because of pitching. Pitching is where it's at, in my opinion. and they've got 5. And that's why I think they've got a chance to win this thing. I'll get into why I don't think TCU does, Texas Tech does in just a second. Now, the other matchup in that foursome has Louisville and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is going to be a $1.35 favorite at all 4 first games. Vanderbilt's the closest game to a pick'em. Vanderbilt had 4 players selected, but they also had one of 6 first-rounders selected that you'll be watching this weekend, and the number 14th pick overall to San Francisco, who will be Saturday night starter, Tyler Beede. And Tyler Beede can chunk it. He has been fantastic this year. He'll go up against Louisville. Louisville will throw their ace, Nick Baratti, who was a first-round pick. So Saturday night, assuming both coaches throw their aces, which we're assuming that they will, you will see the 14th and the 46th pick overall of the drafts butt heads Saturday night on ESPN 2 at up in Omaha. That ought to be some good stuff. I will definitely Saturday night be getting a watch of that. The rest of the Vanderbilt staff, their number 2 went in the 4th round. That's Adam Ravane, went to Detroit. The 9th round, the shortstop Vince Cote went to the Yankees. In the 11th round, left-handed reliever Jared Miller to Arizona. And right-hander Brandon Miller, again, a couple of twins there, went in the 15th round to Tampa Bay. So 4 pitchers drafted off a Vanderbilt squad. Louisville had 8 kids drafted, but again, only 3 pitchers. So you're going to see probably the second-best hitting lineup in Omaha Saturday night against quite possibly one of the top pitching staffs in Vanderbilt. Again, Louisville's number 1 pick, 46th overall, was Nick Baratti. He went to Minnesota. Then you go to the 8th round. Their left fielder, Jeff Gardner, went. 10th rounder, right fielder, Cole Sturgeon, went. 12th rounder, another right-handed pitcher, Broxer, will be coming out of the bullpen. Left-hander went to Texas in the 15th round, Joe Filomeno. He can bring it. Their second baseman, Grant Kay, went in the 27th round. Their shortstop, Zach Lucas, went in the 29th round. And their left fielder, Kyle McGinney, went in the 36th round. So 8 players overall by Louisville. That is tied with Virginia for the most players drafted up in Omaha. So that's your top half of the bracket. The next comes to Sunday afternoon, where TCU is a 2-1 favorite to beat Texas Tech at 2 o'clock up in Omaha. And the reason being is the 17th pick overall to Kansas City was Brandon Finnegan. He will be on the hill for TCU, and he may be the most decorated pitcher in this draft. He is just phenomenal. He'll go up against Texas Tech. Chris Cadbury, I'm assuming. Cadbury went in the 6th round. He's just a junior and could come back. So could Finnegan, but I doubt that he does. But as for TCU, their top 2 players drafted in the 9th round, Jordan Kipper went. He was just great against Cal Poly in that super regional. Went 5 innings, only gave up the 1 run coming in relief. They also had in the 14th round the first baseman go, Kevin Cron. In the 25th round, the catcher, Kyle Boxell went. 26th round, the right fielder, Jarek Suter. And in the 38th round, the center fielder, Cody Jones. But only 2 pitchers drafted for TCU. But they have got some great starters, a couple of youngsters, and, of course, the closer for an A&M Consolidated for the Horned Frogs. Again, they play TCU. In the 6th round, Chris Cadbury went to Minnesota. In the 8th round, the left-handed Sunday starter for Texas Tech, Hunter Redmond, went. In the 21st round, the shortstop, Tim Proudfoot, went. And in the 33rd round, another starter off of this squad, Dominic Moreno, went in the 33rd round. So 3 of the pitchers for Texas Tech went. I'm interested to see how these 2 teams come with their second starter. Of course, the loser of the first game really in a bind. But TCU, I think, has got a legitimate chance to win this thing. Now, something you don't see very often, Mississippi and Virginia. Mississippi is loaded with freshmen and sophomores. They had 0 players drafted in the draft. I don't know the record on that, but for the first time I've ever heard of a team making it to the College World Series without 1 player being drafted. That is kind of spooky, and that is not the case for Virginia. Virginia had 3 first-round draft picks, including at number 19, their stop pitcher, Nick Howard, went to Cincinnati. Then, of course, you'll get to see their left fielder, right fielder, pick 37. The Houston Astros selected Derek Fisher with their compensatory pick. You'll get to see the form of the future Houston Astro. And with the very next pick at 38, the Cubs took the left fielder, Mike Pampy. But they had a host of players drafted. Center fielder Brandon Drones went in the 7th round. Shortstop Cogwell went in the 7th round. 8th round pitcher Archie Lewicki. Love that name, by the way. 21st round, another pitcher, Mayberry, and their catcher, Nate Irving, went in the 34th round. 8 players drafted by Virginia, but again, only 3 drafted as pitchers. Virginia's the favorite to win this thing. Texas, TCU, and Vanderbilt right there with them. As for Sunday and Saturday's games, I really think I'm going with pitching. I think Texas wins. I think Vanderbilt has got the best pitcher going, but Louisville with a good one. I'm rolling with Louisville in that one. I love Texas, TCU, and there's something about this Mississippi squad that I would not sleep on. No players drafted. They went into UL Lafayette, the 5th-rated overall team, and beat them in a dramatic fashion. I think Mississippi might actually pull the upset on Virginia in the first round on Sunday. As for my prediction to win it all, playing for the title, I think, and again, I might be completely off my rocker. I know I'm a Texas fan, but I'm just telling you, when you got 5, when Argy Garrido, with the 35th trip to the College World Series, can look up, and he has got 5 pitchers down there that got drafted, that is a deep staff. You saw what it did to Houston. They didn't score a run. And I took a poll. If you don't score a run, it's tough to win. I think Texas will be going heads up and button heads with another team, Texas going up against TCU for the title. And I'm going to tell you, TCU making their 2nd straight trip, you get a couple of days to pan off or to take some time off to get that pitching staff right. I'm taking Texas to take down TCU in 3 games. I think Texas will have it. I think Finnegan will be lined up to throw it, but I think Texas will win the other 2. So that's our Bud Light prediction for the College World Series. I've got Texas taking down TCU in the championship round, which will start late next week. That's what we're talking about. We're brought to you by Whataburger, locations throughout East Texas. Stop by Whataburger today for all of those double meat, double cheeses. Of course, the long arm of the law probably gnawing. I know it's early, but I bet he's just out of bed gnawing on one right now. Keep it right here. We've got more with your boy, Big Nasty, rolling at you here on a Thursday.